Let's talk about intrusive thoughts. Growing up, I had a lot of intrusive thoughts, and I still do to this day. It's actually a form of anxiety, which I didn't know until I went to my own counselor and she said, "Oh, did you know intrusive thoughts are a form of anxiety?" And I thought, oh, that makes so much sense because the moments when I've had intrusive thoughts the most have been when I've been struggling with something in my life. So, for example, moving when I was a teenager, moving to a new country, and then moving again, and then moving again. I moved 4 times, I think, in the span of 2 years. Changed schools so many times. As soon as I had started to make friends, I would be moving again because my parents were looking for a business. We were just sort of all over the place at that moment. It was a period of transition in all of our lives. But I was at this really vulnerable age where if you don't have a solid friend group, you start to feel very alone and very disconnected. So during that time, I got a lot of intrusive thoughts and I didn't know who to talk to about them. I just thought I was going crazy. I thought there's something wrong with me. And I was worried that if I told someone what was happening to me, they would also think I was going crazy. As I got older, I thought I outgrew these intrusive thoughts, or more like I just learned to live with them. They were still around, but I kind of just ignored them as much as I could. But then I had a baby. And after giving birth to my baby, the thoughts came back with so much more force than they ever had. Coupled with that, I also started learning about manifestation. So then I started to worry that these thoughts meant that I was manifesting bad things happening, especially to my kid, because I would worry about her, falling down the stairs or something happening to her. And so I worried, am I making this happen for my kid? And anytime she'd get hurt, I would think, oh, I did this to her. So I think it's really important to talk about intrusive thoughts, to understand what they are, and to learn some techniques for how to live with them, because you can't really make them go away, but you can learn to live with them in a way that feels a little bit better and that creates some distance between you and the thoughts. These thoughts impact us all in different ways. I've had some clients who say that their intrusive thoughts are around their partner cheating on them, or obsessive thoughts about their partner's ex. So there are different ways that these thoughts will manifest, but I think the most important thing to realize is that the thought itself is not what's important. The thought itself is going to be telling you all sorts of stories that are most likely not true. What's important is to realize that the thought has a message, but the message is not what you think. The message is not in the content of the thought. The message of the thought is, you're stressed out right now. There is something hard going on for you right now. You are going through something difficult. There is something that you need. So this thought, rather than it being a message that, your partner is definitely thinking about their ex, or a message that something bad is going to happen to someone that you love. Rather than thinking about the content of the thought, reframe it and recognize that what the thought means is that there's something unsettling going on for me right now. This thought is highlighting the fact that I am stressed out right now. It's not highlighting anything else. It's telling me, you're stressed out, and that's why I'm feeding you more thoughts to get you stressed out. Because this is what your brain does. Your brain acts like a little puppy. It tries to give you more of what it thinks that you want. And the way that it assesses what it thinks that you want is by how you're feeling. It's going to take your feeling and it's going to fetch you more thoughts that will make you feel more of the way that you're already feeling. So for example, if you have a big presentation coming up and you're feeling super stressed out about it and you're second guessing yourself and you're feeling really low confidence, your brain is going to fetch you images and thoughts that are going to increase that feeling of low self-confidence, low self-worth, not sure you're doing anything right, second guessing yourself. It's gonna bring you images of that time that you fell when you were doing the school play. It's gonna give you images of something awful happening to you that will make you even more stressed out. It is going to bring you more of what it thinks that you want. And so these thoughts, when they come up, all they mean is that you're struggling right now. There's something going on for you. And instead of taking the bait and focusing on the content of the thought, I want you to just shine the spotlight back on yourself. So take it away from the thought. The thought is here, it's in the distance, right? As soon as you say, this is just a thought, the thought comes out here. You separate yourself from the thought by simply recognizing that it's a thought. It's not reality, it's a thought. And then once you have some separation from that thought, I want you to then breathe and ask yourself, what is going on for me that is creating the discomfort that's attracting these thoughts, right? So what is stressing me out right now? What am I worried about? What am I anxious about right now? So once you've separated the thought from your mind by simply saying, this is a thought, this is not me, this is not a true thing, it's simply a thought, then you're able to create some distance between you and that thought. And then I want you to just breathe into it and say to yourself, okay, this thought means that I'm going through something, that I'm feeling stressed out or uneasy or worried about something. So what is it that I'm actually worried about? At this point, you can, if you have time, you can journal about it. You can call up a good friend. You can go for a walk, take some space, find a way to slow things down, because your body and your brain are telling you there's something here that you are worried about. There is something here that's not going 100% the way you want it to. There is something here that maybe you're stressed out about. It could even be an exciting thing. It could even be something that's happy or like joyful that's happening to you, but it's different and it's stressful because it's different, right? So your thoughts are indications of what is actually happening for you, and really they're calls to action. When you get that thought, instead of thinking, oh my gosh, I'm manifesting something bad, this thought is awful, maybe this means that someone around me that I love is going to be hurt in some way, or whatever, however the thought manifests for you. Instead of buying into that, recognize that this thought is a call to action. It means I need to be taking care of myself right now. I need some comforting, I need some reassurance, I need some play, I need some fun, I need to move my body, I need to get rid of some of this stress, I need to maybe change something in my life that's negatively impacting me. This intrusive thought is a call to action. It is not a demon. It is not, it doesn't mean you're crazy. It doesn't mean that the thing that you're thinking about is going to come true. It means that you need to look at yourself and say, what's going on for me? What am I stressed out about? What do I need? And then go make that thing happen. When you find out what it is that you need, go do that thing. So you can start creating a list of things to do when I'm feeling stressed out, things to do when I have intrusive thoughts. And maybe on that list can be something like go for a massage, go for a walk. Going outside in nature is super duper important, or a run. Get my body moving. Do something physical, do something fun, do something interactive, slow down and do some journaling. Whatever it is that works for you, I want you to write it on this list so that next time you have an intrusive thought, after you do your self-reflection and ask yourself what's actually going on for me and what do I actually need, you have a whole list of self-care activities that you can engage in. The most important takeaway from this video is to recognize that your intrusive thoughts do not mean you're crazy. Your intrusive thoughts mean there's something going on for you and you need to take care of yourself. They are a call to action to take care of yourself. If I had known this growing up, I would have called some of my old friends that lived in a whole other country, but that I knew cared about me. I would have reached out. I would have said, I'm obviously feeling lonely right now and I need some support. Maybe I would have talked to my parents about it. Maybe I would have, I don't know. I'm not sure what I would have done, but I would have definitely spent less time thinking I was crazy and more time focusing on giving myself what it is that my intrusive thoughts were actually telling me that I need to be giving myself. One technique that I find myself using a lot when I have intrusive thoughts is switching the thought in my mind to make it something that's a little bit funny or has a happier ending. So for example, I talked about worrying that my kid is going to fall down the stairs. And so when I have that thought, I will turn it into, yes, she still maybe falls down the stairs, but then I'll turn it into her like bumping down the stairs on her butt, getting down to the bottom, looking up, laughing, and saying, I want to do that again. So I turn it into something less threatening. And this is especially useful when it's a thought that I can't get out of my head. Like I've done the separation work. I've put it out there. I've recognized that it's just a thought, and yet it still continues to come up for me. When that happens, I find that shifting the thought and making it less threatening and more funny in some way really helps. I really hope this has been helpful. If you struggle with intrusive thoughts, please know that you are not alone. And please know that it doesn't mean there's anything wrong with you. It's just your brain's way of telling you, you gotta look out for yourself. You gotta take care of yourself right now. You need a break. You need to slow down. You need to take a few deep breaths and do something that you enjoy. Grab a cup of coffee or tea. Go out in nature. Go for a walk. Go for a run. Do a workout video. Play with your dog. Do whatever you need to do to take care of yourself in the moment. And most importantly, self-reflect on what it is that's stressing you out so that you can take some positive steps towards either changing the situation, getting more prepared for the situation, talking yourself down from the situation, reminding yourself that you're good, that you are an amazing person, that you are a worthwhile person. Okay, so see your intrusive thoughts as a call to action rather than as a condemnation. I'm Jenna Thorani. I'm a couples counselor. I talk a lot about mental health and relationships, so please follow along if you would like to learn a little bit more about how to manage your own mental health in a relationship, or if you're parenting, in any type of relationship that it might be. Mental health affects all of us, and our relationships impact every part of our life. So follow along if you would like some helpful tips and techniques for how to manage that. Take care. Bye.